Last week, the global air cargo industry continued its almost non-stop quest to network its important issues and discoveries in the second major trade show following Air Cargo event in Orlando, a great success. Why any measure with Air Cargo India in Mumbai? Of course, your Flying Talkers reporters were on the scene, and here we continue to separate the wheat from the chaff in this edition, addressing the important issues of the day. So welcome Air Cargo fans to Flying Talkers. Brought to you today by PayCargo. PayCargo is driving global trade. Since 2007, the PayCargo network has powered millions of containers, shipments, and deliveries across the globe, ensuring money and resources move on time so cargo keeps moving and supply chains stay efficient. PayCargo is redefining how that flow works. At PayCargo, we combine technology, trust, and trade expertise in our core products, from payments and AP automation to financing and container portals, to remove friction, accelerate cargo release, and keep supply chains moving. PayCargo began with a simple goal: keep freight moving. Manual payment and release steps slowed shipments across the supply chain, so we built a digital alternative that removed one of logistics' biggest bottlenecks. As cargo moved without delays, partners needed more clarity, predictability, and automated workflows to stay ahead. PayCargo has evolved from a faster payment tool into a comprehensive platform that unifies the core financial and operational workflows that move logistics forward. Today, over 150,000 partners use PayCargo to access real-time information, reduce manual work, and move goods with greater speed, visibility, and control. PayCargo is revolutionizing how global logistics moves. We bring speed, simplicity, and connection to every part of the supply chain, making global trade work better for everyone. By changing global logistics by accelerating commerce, empowering businesses and supply into a connected logistics ecosystem that powers the seamless movement of goods, information, and payments. Contact PayCargo at paycargo.com and tell them Flying Talkers broadcast sent you.
Today we're getting into a shift that's already changing how India moves goods by air. And the headline is simple. Pharmaceuticals aren't just another category in the cargo mix anymore. They're becoming the reason the system is being redesigned.
Yeah, and that sounds dramatic until you look at what's actually moving. We're not talking about sacks and cartons of low-value exports. We're talking biologics, vaccines, cell and gene therapies, clinical trial samples. Stuff that's expensive, time-sensitive, and very picky about temperature.
Exactly. In a lot of industries, if a shipment gets delayed, it's annoying. In pharma, a delay can mean the product is unusable. One temperature slip and the whole thing can be written off.
Which is why the big turning point isn't only demand. It's policy. Budget 2026 basically treats pharma like the organizing principle for the next phase of logistics.
Let's talk about the big program everyone's pointing to, Bio Pharma Shakti. 10,000 crore rupees, 5 years, and it's not just a make more medicine plan. It's research, skills, clinical trials, regulation, and yes, logistics. It's designed to push India from being known mainly for low-cost generics into higher-end therapies.
And the second you move up the value chain, air cargo stops being a nice-to-have. It becomes the default. Because these newer products don't travel well by slow, uncertain routes. They need speed, control, and documentation.
Bio Pharma Shakti also expands the ecosystem. New and upgraded pharma education and research institutes, plus a huge network of accredited clinical trial sites. That matters for cargo because clinical trials generate constant movement of samples and specialty materials, usually by air and often under strict temperature conditions.
And there's another piece people underestimate: regulation. Budget 2026 strengthens the drug regulator and speeds approvals while raising standards. For logistics folks, that translates into fewer compliance surprises, fewer holds, fewer shipment failures.
Now zoom out. Global logistics companies looking at India in 2026 aren't only chasing growth. They want predictability. Trade might rise, sure, but policy uncertainty and delays still scare operators.
Customs is the big stress point. Everyone talks about it. India is rolling out digital and faster clearance systems, and it's improving, but it's uneven across airports. And pharma can't live with uneven. You can't tell a shipper, "Don't worry, this airport usually works.
Right. Forwarders and agents have been saying the same thing. The shift in budget 2026 is less about small incentives and more about attacking core inefficiencies that keep logistics costs high and timelines unpredictable.
Which brings us to infrastructure and multimodality. There's a huge transport outlay this year, and the story is connectivity, better links between roads, rail, ports, and airports. Dedicated freight corridors, expanded waterways, coastal cargo schemes, even a big push around containers. It's basically trying to stabilize the upstream and downstream movement, so air cargo isn't operating in a bubble.
Because pharma doesn't just need an airport. It needs a reliable path to the airport. Cold chain from factory to flight. Time-definite handoffs. Warehousing that's designed for high-value goods. And documentation that's digital, accurate, and quick.
And the numbers show air cargo is already growing. Volumes have climbed over the last decade. But what's more important is the mix changing toward higher value shipments. Pharma, medical devices, biologics.
But let's be honest about the gaps. Major hubs like Bengaluru and Hyderabad feel the pressure. Space, handling capacity, parking for freighters. And outside the biggest metros, cold storage can be patchy. Night operations have helped in some places, but the ground side hasn't caught up everywhere.
This is where integrators and forwarders keep hammering one point. Tech isn't optional anymore. Everyone wants speed they can trust, tracking, exception handling, route optimization, proactive problem solving before the shipment gets compromised.
And for pharma, digital isn't a cool feature, it's compliance. Traceability, data integrity, proof of conditions, clean documentation trails. If you can't show it, it might as well not have happened.
So put it together and you get three big shifts that make Bio Pharma Shakti a direct boost for air cargo. 1. More advanced products, meaning more shipments that almost have to fly. 2. Stronger regulation, meaning fewer failures and more trust in India as an origin. 3. Research and clinical clusters, meaning cargo ecosystems grow around airports, specialized cold chain hubs, trained handlers, quality warehousing.
And on top of that, the budget adds demand drivers, customs exemptions on several life-saving drugs and rare disease categories. That increases both inbound movement of specialized medicines and outbound movement of Indian pharma, depending on the product and value chain.
One more angle, MSMEs. India's millions of small businesses feed into pharma, packaging, diagnostics, devices, reagents, clinical kits. With better credit support and a push toward greener logistics, smaller suppliers can plug into global supply chains more reliably, often through express air networks.
Although, the execution challenges are real. EAWB adoption isn't consistent at smaller gateways. A fully integrated national cargo community system still feels like it's not where it needs to be. And last-mile congestion in growing Tier II and Tier 3 cities can mess with time-sensitive cargo before it even reaches the airport.
Which is why the next couple years matter. India has big ambitions for air cargo capacity by 2030. But it's not bulk commodities that will pull that growth. It's high-value sectors, and pharma sits at the top of that list.
So if you're trying to understand India's air cargo future, here's the shortcut. Follow the pharmaceutical supply chain. From biologics in cryogenic shippers to clinical samples to precision medicines, it's turning air cargo into something closer to a flying healthcare network.
And that's the real takeaway. This isn't just a prediction for later. The redesign is already underway.
That's it for today's Flying Talkers. If this was useful, share it with someone in logistics, pharma, or trade policy, because these worlds are colliding fast. Catch you next time. And good night, Joe, wherever you are.